and why many are concerned about it.
And edge members say they should not be labeled a gang. So what is straight edge? Fox 13's Robin McLean joins us now to explain. Robin, why all the controversy about this gang?
Well, Hope and Bob, last year I told you about straight edge. They are the kids who don't do drugs, drink alcohol, or smoke. Well, now I'm going to give you an update because police say their numbers are growing 2 to 1 more than any other group in Utah. The straight edge scene surrounds a very specific type of hardcore music played by straight edge bands and supported by straight edge kids. And it's really at those concerts that police say you start to see the difference between the good and the bad of straight edge. If you think this looks violent, keep watching. Notice the smiles on the faces in this mosh pit. These kids seem to be having fun pounding each other to this hardcore music, and many of them claim to be straight edge.
It helps me get out my aggression and my anger. So when I listen to it and they're singing words that are making a change, not just stuff out there like all the media likes, the alternative music. It's not like that at all.
The music's really hard. So it makes us get all hyped up and adrenaline going, just going, get in the mosh pit, you know?
It's got a lot of energy. It makes you want to move and, you know, be active. And it's something that, you know, it becomes part of you.
The music is a big part of straight edge. So is the vow to stay away from alcohol, drugs, tobacco, and promiscuous sex. But police say if that's all straight edge was about, they wouldn't have a problem with it.
I mean, some of these kids are great kids, and they had that philosophy, and that's what they live by. But when you start getting to the other extreme, that's when we have the problem, and we have to deal with it.
That other extreme, violence. Recent straight edge fights have club owners worried about booking bands that attract this kind of crowd.
We had a night scene up in Farmington, basically a mosh pit type thing. It broke out, and this individual ends up getting stabbed, and just because of the violence in that area, in that arena of mosh pitting.
Some straight edge kids say they're a target for the violence because of what they stand for.
If you respect other people, you'll get respect back for it. But I'm not to say if kids are sticking beer and smokes in my face, I'm not going to sit there and just let it slide.
They say, you know, F straight edge, and they pick fights with us, and then we fight, and we're not going to back down.
Some straight edge justify fighting because they think it's for a good cause.
Kids fighting against other people like specifically people like drug dealers and violence against that, I support that all the way. I don't support just kids fighting.
A lot of times they'll say, we're fighting for this cause and I'm willing to die for it. You're dealing with a dangerous individual, man.
Yet a lot of straight edge get frustrated by the violent image they have.
That's such a minimal amount of people that it's pathetic, and the cops and the media want to say, yeah, let's single these kids out. Let's say that the whole group's violent, when it's a positive thing.
But police say it's not all positive, and for straight edge to straighten up their image, they have to do something about the violence.
You can just say you're straight edge, and once you start living that lifestyle or whatever, you're a straight edger. And they accept them in that group or whatever, but they aren't policing themselves and taking care of the violent ones and the ones causing problems.
Said some straight edge kids are out doing crimes, okay? Did I say all straight edgers were? No, I didn't, okay? So we still have to look at that aspect of it.
It was this exchange between police and straight edge kids after a concert last weekend that inspired Cody Creighton to write Fox News a letter. He is straight edge, and he says he's doing something about the violence.
There's a lot of people that aren't violent, so if we can get those people to, instead of just sitting there and saying, oh, there's a violence, I can't do anything about it, to try helping to stop the violence instead. And that's where we're going to make the change.
He hopes his website will help. It talks about the importance of keeping violence out of the straight edge message.
I think violence is ignorance because they can be violent and it's not going to do anything, so why do it at all?
And that's the question police are asking too. Why does violence have to be a part of straight edge at all? Again, this is not all straight edge, but it is some of it. I've talked to a lot of straight edge kids in preparation for this story, some older, some younger, some who don't get anywhere near the mosh pit, some who love it. And Bob and Hope, just like with any group, you're going to see a lot of differences within it.
Now, is violence the only thing that the police are concerned about with this group?
No, it really isn't. In fact, police tell me that they have linked some people who claim to be straight edge to some of the recent firebombings and actions against fur traders and meat companies. So tomorrow night, I'm going to break it down to show you how straight edge is linked to groups like the Animal Liberation Front. Again, obviously, it's not all straight edge involved in this. And straight edge say those philosophies aren't even a part of their own. But the problem is the people suspected of these crimes have straight edge ties. And police say parents should know the potential danger of what just being straight edge could lead to.
All right, Robin, thank you. We'll look forward to your report tomorrow. Well, don't you go anywhere. Your 5